Hello everybody, E here. Welcome back to another book review. Today we are talking about Jedi Summer by John Boden. If you guys are familiar with Chad Lutsky does not shut up about this book. Love you, Chad. Um, Chad has been recommending this book to me for years. Has been recommending Boden to me all over the place, whether it be Snarl, this one, any of his other work. Boden is nowhere near as prolific as Chad Lutsky. But anyways, before we get into the review, just a word from our sponsor. The Last Freak Show, Book 1, Flame and Fortune by S.E. Johnson. That's me, new pen name. This one is a carnival mosaic found family novel with magical realism, fantasy, romance, horror, everything you could ever want in a book. This is the first of a 5-book series. Links for this book and Boden's book will be down there in the doobly-doo as always. I'm also reading this live on the channel every week. I've only missed 1 week so far. Sometimes it's Wednesday, sometimes it's Sunday, but anyways, I haven't missed a week. Well, just once. Anyways, go check this out, and hopefully you will check this out. Now I'm gonna get a little bit somber here. Might even get into spoiler territory. I will let you know before spoilers. But what I loved about this book is very, very personal because it seems, well, it doesn't seem. It feels like me and John are either the same person or have the same past. It was very, very weird. In fact, his book opens up very much like my book, Bay's End, under the Edward Lorn name. It has the same kind of framing structure, that kind of deal. Mine is more plot driven. Boden is far more character driven, and that's what I loved about it. He talks about his little brother, and this is kind of pseudo biography. Autobiography when you write it yourself. A pseudo autobiography. There's some horror stuff in here. There's some weird happenings, some spec fix stuff in there. I loved all that stuff. But what really sells it is the connection, the relationships, all of that stuff mentioned in the book. Now I'm going to talk about my personal life and why it meant so much to me. This scene with his father in the hospital, I'm going to try and stay away from spoilers here. The scene with his father in the hospital, he comes home, he has pizza, and then I believe 4 days later, it's over. So I guess, anyways, what I'm kind of stumbling over here is the exact same thing happened with my mother. I don't think that's a spoiler for the book because it is very obvious once you start that chapter what is going to happen and where we're going. But anyways, my mother died of COVID in February of 2020, and she was initially in there for a heart issue. She had a pacemaker installed. She came home for 4 hours. The only thing she wanted was pizza. So we ordered pizza. She ate her pizza. I helped her to go to the bathroom, and she had another heart attack in the bathroom. Now, I say she died from COVID because when she got over there, suddenly she was starting having breathing problems, and we're thinking that she caught it from the hospital. I believe it's called a nosocomial disease. But anyways, and no one was really paying attention at that point, but she died 4 days later. Another thing is there's this idea of a boomerang kid, of being a boomerang, how you're always returning home, and that really struck with me. I believe Boden calls his brother a boomerang because he's always returning home, always coming back. And that stuck with me because I was the same way. I moved out of my mom's place probably 8 times before I finally got out on my own. Me and my wife had lived with my mother. She was always the safety net. She was always the one that made sure that everything was okay. And now I've become that person. And in my written review, I said, I too was a boomerang until there was no one there to catch me. And that really stuck with me. But the horror aspects of this, I want to talk about that now. There's a lot of, did he see it? Did he actually see it? That kind of thing. And I love that type of horror. If you're expecting answers, if you're expecting plot, if you're expecting a beginning, middle, and end, you are not going to get this with this book. This is very jump around. It jumps through time. It jumps to the present, jumps back to the past. It's all over the place. That is not to say that it is not one hell of a fast read. Again, like I said in my review of Help Meet, I'm trying to read shorter books. This one was 93 pages. If you're going to read this, which I highly recommend you do, 5 stars easily for me. If you're going to read this, I highly recommend reading the last bit that that Boden has. Here, I don't want to call him John because I don't know the guy from Adam. But anyways, the author notes, definitely check it out. There's some cool illustrations in here. Everything about this is fantastic. From what I understand, this is the definitive edition. Other editions of the book, now I could be wrong. John Boden, if you see this, please leave a comment down there because I might have gotten it wrong. I believe this is the definitive edition of the book. Other books, the ones called Jedi Summer and the Magnetic Kid, are not complete editions. I'm not sure, but hopefully someone will let me know. Maybe Chad will let me know. I should have reread it before I came on here. But anyways, I'm running out of time because I got to get to work. But yeah, pick this up. Easy 5 stars. And while you're picking this one up, pick up The Last Freak Show. Book 1, Flav and Fortune. Flav. Book 1, Flame and Fortune by S.E. Johnson. That's me, new pen name. There's even signed copies. You can buy all that stuff with the links down there in the doobly-doo. Grab both of them. If I turn them around correctly, grab both of them. I'd appreciate you. Anyways, that's all I have to say. Like I said, man, easy 5 out of 5 for me. I will be reading everything Boden writes, especially if it is this good. I'm really excited to get Out Behind the Barn, which is the collaboration between Boden and Lutsky, because they're now 2 of my favorite authors, and I can't wait to read that one. But until next time, I have been E, you have been you, this has been another book review. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye!